Alrighty, welcome back. Good to see you guys. Today will be probably a short stream. We're going to be talking about just a couple of different things. Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. We're going to be just talking about a few things, handling and, mission manager and some other stuff. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, normally I would do a sort of handling, but honestly, I just don't feel like it today. But what I have been working on, aside from the autopilot stuff, is the English is hard for me right now. A mission manager, which basically is for pre-alpha, it's just going to be initiated by command. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to do a little bit of continuation on that, and then maybe we'll do a mission or some sort of mission framework or some sort of mission template that we can use inside of our handy dandy server. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pull up our lovely code editor here, and we're going to go into client.lua. You'll see we already got started a little bit on this. I'll go to the top and we'll just sort of yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will need to change the resolution. Give me just a few seconds here. I have to change it to 10. All right, I will be right back in literally 20 or so seconds. Stand by. Alrighty, hopefully that is good. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I have the bit rates at 13. 13.8, so that should be fine. All right. You guys are going to have to call it out if there's any weirdness going on, but hopefully that's good. I'll throw some music up and we'll sort of go over a little bit of the thing here. So basically what we have is a command toggle, which is /mission, and then you have the 4 different types, or 5 different types actually now. Considerations, we don't have to really worry about that. And if we go down, we have the use of promises, which I'm actually going to do a video on very shortly. It's kind of an uncommon sort of functionality. We also have the register command here, which takes the command mission, takes the source, takes the arguments, and then we do stuff with it. So that's where I am so far. I'm just going to play with the functionality here and try to get this sort of working how I would like it. Should be /mission. This is actually where we want to mission reject. RX1. we'll do the same thing here, except we'll use 2 arguments. And I'm still a little unfamiliar with promises, so I'm going to do a little bit of sort of testing there when it comes to the execution sequence, but that's okay. So for example, we'll say this print. We'll do the same thing here. Also has this printed. All right, let's restart the mission manager. GMR. And we want to execute the failed one. So we'll do a single argument. We'll do basic or menu. This is actually kind of redundant now that I think about it, but we'll never reach this case. So what we'll do is grab these here, and we will execute this. Oh geez, space delimited. Alright, should be good enough. So we'll do more than one argument, and that should force the promise reject here. So let's go ahead and try it. Mission basic. Hello. Cool. Also, this is printed. Perfect. So that means even though we reject the promise, we still continue the execution chain down until we hit the return, which kills the function and continues with the rest of the code down here. So that's awesome. This is our error case here. I'll explain that what this is doing in a later video. If you don't understand, we will talk about that later. Okay. Okay. So now we have this one sort of catch-all function that's going to basically prep the mission. So the common functions will need to get executed here, and then we'll probably need some additional base case functions that'll execute other stuff. But at least for now, one of the most common things we need to do is a do screen fade, which we can 5M natives. We can pull up from the 5M native reference here. Do screen. I'll zoom in a bit for you guys here so you can read it. And you'll see do screen fade in. And you'll see do screen fade out. And we have some natives that monitor whether or not there's a fade going on. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, and these are all client-sided, obviously. We wouldn't want the server to deal with local things like fading the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll say do screen fade. Now the problem with the do screen fade is that if we don't properly handle every single case, you can end up in situations where the fade lasts sort of forever or indefinitely, or what is it, ad infinitum. So we're going to go ahead and use promises to make sure that that doesn't happen. So let's do screen fade. I usually like about 3,000 seconds. We'll make a variable and call this fade time. go to the top. Let's say fade time equals 3000. Fade time in MS. And we'll say up here, constants. Lovely. So fade time, and with basic, I was sort of brainstorming this prior. Fade time should be something like, I'm sorry, the mission types, right? So we'll go over what we have here, which is join, co-op, basic, and menu. There's a couple more that I want to add as well, which we won't add to the code just yet, but we have versus, and we have time attack. Which these will probably fit underneath. They'll probably fit underneath some degree of these 4 missions, but we'll for now just have it as as separate missions. Okay. So we're doing our screen fade, and when it comes to the 4, basic, menu, co-op, or join, the basic menu is going to be, and job as well, and types. We want job as well. I'll say job. Okay. So yeah, the basic type is going to be a standard mission that separates you into a different world. Basic menu type that separates you into a different world. It's a virtual world, basically. The menu is a menu template to initiate menu-based missions within the world. Requires a focus area. Alright. Join is a mission type based on separate worlds that are joinable. Think joinable PS lobby missions made specifically with a holding area before starting the actual mission. Cool. This is actually going to be into the same world, now that I remember. And then basic EX, walk to a marker near you. All right. Okay, so all of these are going to fade out. You can also do like a vehicle mission as well. Or we can append it to one of these. Actually, yeah, we're going to want to append it to one of these. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm brainstorming through a template here of What could be the mission types? This is challenging because we have to try to think through all the situations, but let's try pseudocode example here. We'll say something like start fade screen, check mission type, right? Right, we'll want to check if before we fade screen, we want to do like player checks, moving and interior already in mission, routing bucket already, etc. Fade screen if successful. We'll also want to check mission type. Craft quest to server. Server verifies player state. Initiates player mission. Maybe we'll do something like states. We say free flight. Say minigame, story mode, mission, standard, mission, co-op, mission as well. And then we'll say minigame, or we'll say mission substates. Which we're brainstorming the hierarchy live on the spot right now, for anyone curious. All right, we also want training. We have mission substates, which we will define as something like mission substates. I guess the player states can validate or can count as substates. So we'll say minigame. We'll say versus. Okay, so mission types and the mission substates. And then how are these different descriptions classified? Okay, and worlds or virtual. Alone or with players. All right. Vehicle required or Guided. We'll say a consistent world time, or we'll say consistent world settings versus custom. Time, weather, Etsy. Now we're cooking. And we have our average jobs. We have our mini games. We have story mode. Basic mission. Since it's multiplayer, we'll add the menu and the substates. Maybe that's like a mission flag. Menu versus guided. Yeah, mission cooldown. Oh yeah, this can be the flags. Mission types, mission states, mission flags. I guess that's redundant if we already have player states. Right. Vehicle, generator, default, generator, routing bucket, security, or routing bucket security, or default settings. We will probably need entity management, which is that's a freaking insane story for another time. But initiates player missions. Like, do we want the server to be able to manage manage all the entities? It's very server expensive, and if we have 1,000 players like playing on a server at once, all doing their own missions, it's kind of redundant, kind of wasteful. But then we don't want to trust the client to do it either. Well, we can make the client do it and then just make sure that the client's doing what they're saying they're doing. That could work. By the way, it's just a random playlist. Because a friend recommended, very good friend recommended using music in my stream so they're not as dry, and I couldn't agree more with her recommendation. So Absolutely. Basic mission, mini game. We'll say progression. Standard mission, co-op mission. Basic is the same as standard. Progression is the same as story mode. We'll put like a lobby setting here. Lobby, pre-game lobby, server owned routing bucket, or jump straight in. Which is similar to the menu slash. Guided settings here. Mission types. This is where time attack would be. Time attack. But that could be under minigame. That could be a type of minigame. Okay, we'll do that. And then, of course, mission flags. One important one would be dependencies. Slash open as well. And let's see. Right. Joinable or unjoinable. And the reason we're coming up with all of these sort of scenarios is just so that we can figure out a structure or framework that is the most appropriate for our uses here. So, for example, if you're trying to have like friends over, for example, right? You want to make sure that you are accommodating for those friends, and you know, have things that maybe those friends would enjoy. So similarly, we want to make sure that we are accommodating for all of the different mission types, so that when we need to add things or remove things, it's not very painful. We already have like places where we can add things. So, start position, right? Or mission. We'll say mission requirements. Level. Starting chords. Required item. Required vehicle. Etc. Versus none. Open to all. Okay. Kind of curious. So my next question is, we're actually going to minimize this. We don't want to fade yet, but I want to see if we get our params print, and I want to see if we say see if we get mission type, and then I'll say something like do a string list here. This is still the mission type. What we'll do here is we'll say also comment this out. We'll say something like local. No, this is function context. So we'll say something like glob equals opt params, and then say globby print globby. Cool. Restart. All right. Mission. This requires a second argument, so we'll say something like join L2. I think that's how it goes. Oh, commented the wrong thing. Nil is the mission type, nil third arg. Oh, still nil. Yeah, join L1, 2, 3. It's interesting that it's not taking. Code-op. It's co-op nil. Can we resolve with more than one argument? I'm curious. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. We'll do print args1, args2. We have to join L2. Yeah, so we did the promise resolution, but blank is still the mission type. Interesting. Oh, yeah. That makes sense as to why the mission type function or argument isn't carrying across, because they're two different function handlers. Obviously. Second arc doesn't exist. So the only other option is globals. Say test. We could just say globby again. Let's change this. Globby. Let's say G2 equals this type. Yeah, we'll do G2. Okay. Should do co-op. Go up to B. Still no. Yeah, this is interesting. So I guess you can't pass two different parameters to a promise, which is like stupid because it's Lua. Like if this was C, maybe, but this is Lua. What if I take out the constant, or take this out and put a constant in there, like get player location or something like that? Hello, concurrent viewer. We are working on some code for a flight simulator. I'm working on a mission manager today, using this mechanism called promises, which I will do a later video on. Player coordinates. We'll just do player ped ID. Player ped ID. Pass that in. So now when we do join, mission space join, we should pass player ped ID as a secondary argument in case there's some weirdness happening. So we'll do join. Let's say blah, blah, blah. The only other way I could see this happening is if we pass it as a table. That's a different story. Then we could say, what is it, dot unpack? No, it's table dot unpack. Yeah. This type. That's different. Let's try it. Mission join, blankety blank. Let's see. I guess we should try maybe type. Params type. This type. 2. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and give that a go. And we have join and blankety blank. There we go. Params are join and the type is table. Cool. So we can definitely pass a table type to there. Okay, so we'll just have to do a single argument containing a table of what we want to pass into the promise itself. Ugly, I hate it, but it'll have to do. We'll keep that for now. So now we have our type. Gotcha. So then we'll have functions for each type of mission. Okay. Okay. The brain juice is cooking now, boys. Okay. So we'll do our screen fade first. Then we'll do a function for each type of mission. We'll do a return of that function. And then the next function will contain the next steps. Now, the only thing I don't know yet is passing data between promise chains. So we have blank is still the mission type. Our goal is to make that not nil and fill it with something that is unique. So, I'm thinking here. Is it because we created the variable inside the promise? That might be a Lua-ism. Lua. Local variables versus global. What is it? Thank you. I don't trust some of the AI results that I get, so I tend not to use it for learning purposes. Local variables, obviously. Okay, I think that could work. Already doing that. Let's do G2 equals mistype at index 1. It will print, just so I'm not crazy, a statement. Just so I'm not crazy, colon, comma, space G2. And restart this bad boy. Mission join, cool. Which means that if we change this to index 2, then we will have something similar. Is that an illegal table access? That should not be. What? Yo, this thing's kind of unstable. And I like it. Is that weird? I feel like that's weird. 2562. It should not be 2562. Mistype at index 2 should be... Oh, nope, that's just me being me. Okay. It should be that. It should be that. That's funny. Player pet ID. Okay. Okay, so let's change that to args2. And that will make me not crazy. That's right, the code's making me not crazy, guys. Not me, myself. Okay. So... we have our optional params, we have our mistypes. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. But we still don't know how to pass G2 over. Okay, I'm thinking about it wrong. Maybe I should paint this. So what I'm thinking about is, let's say this is your promise chain here, right? Promise, 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 etc., 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 etc. I'm thinking we have to take whatever's in here, plug it into here, and plug it into here, and plug it into here. But when you think about it, these promises are just individual functions. And this argument is a theoretical argument. It doesn't exist yet. So the fact that we're making it G2 is just confusing us. So what I could do is I can say, we'll say blah, blah, right? And we'll take G2, we'll say G2 here, and G2 should persist. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And that's because this is a global that's getting translated here. So we definitely can move variables between. Can we use... I'm thinking. I mean, we don't technically need arguments in this function then. Okay, guess it doesn't matter. All right, so what we'll do now, I'll clean up the code. We'll delete this bad boy here. We'll return this. We'll add our if statements. Uncomment this. I'll make a note for myself here because I know I'm going to forget it, which is note, it seems promises don't allow us to carry over multiple arguments. Use tables. Okay. We'll use tables there. Alright. So instead of mistype and opt params, we'll say mission table, just so it's clear. We'll also say table.unpack mission type, or mission table. And we'll say, we don't even need the type here, that's redundant. We know what it is. You guys saw this, and params. And we'll say mission table. So we'll do screen fade time. And then this is where we do our comparison here. We'll say something along the lines of if well, actually, let's do this. Now we're cooking. We're going to say print. No. We're going to do similar to this return. We're going to say return the result of a sum function using mission table at index 2 for its only argument. And what that should do fingers crossed, is it should allow us to fail gracefully in such a way that it'll print out the fail var, which is going to be some weird error. So I'm going to define a function and call it some function. Some function. We'll say the mission type. Mission type. And then we'll do something like, I don't know, what is it? Get entity chords. Get entity chords. Okay. And we'll do get entity chords. I can just do get entity chords. I don't have to do some function. I did want to do a fail case, but let's do that. We will say get entity chords here. And we'll do mission table at index this. Beautiful. And we don't need this print statement anymore. We know that I'm not crazy. We'll restart the mission manager and we'll do join. We should get a fail case. Perfect. Oh wait, no, this isn't even our fail case. Oh, this is a nil error. This is a nil value. Do screen fade. Am I missing a letter? Oh, do screen fade out. Duh. Do screen fade out. I actually don't even want to use this yet, so kind of glad that failed. Restart the mission manager. And we'll do that. Oof. Oh yeah, we'll do a function on the bottom, call it mission prep. Oh my gosh, yeah. We're cooking. Function mission prep. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll start off with the client-side version because it has more functionality, then we'll move to a server-side implementation. Okay. And for now, we'll just say do stuff. Do mission stuff. Okay. G2 still the mission type. Instead of return get entity chords, we'll do return. We'll do return mission prep. Mission prep. Where we'll pass in the type. pass in the type that consists of mission table args1 and mission table args2. Awesome. And what we'll do with that is we're basically going to just take the data that comes out of mission table. We'll define what to do down here, and if any errors happen, this is the benefit of promises. If any errors happen, then basically what we'll see is this error case, and we can define some stuff. So in this case, we'll have a revert and a screen fade here. For example, we'll do screen fade in. We'll say fade time. Right. And basically, if you're following along, the general gist or the general idea is that it's going to go down the chain, fade out, do some preparation, do some preparation, do some preparation, and then at the very end of the success cases, we'll have our do screen fade and fade time. We'll have a check, is screen faded out, which you guys saw before. Yeah. Screen fading, screen faded, screen fading. So, let's see. I'm thinking here, I'm thinking here, I'm thinking here. You have to bear with me. I haven't used promises before, so this is all new. And you're watching live as I try to think my way through this. So, no problem though. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just try. No way to know but to try, right? Actually, I'd love to add a wait. We should add a wait statement in here somewhere. Let's say something like wait for another 1 second. There we go. Okay, so when I hit enter, you should get a screen fade and a second. And no matter what happens, pass or fail, it's going to fade back in. Let's see. Ah. Interesting. Is that a misspell? Oh, geez. I gotta do some some function renaming here. Call mission. Call mission. Okay. And we'll say mtype arguments. Do mission stuff. And then any failure should be caught within that particular. Oh, duh. Extra parin. All right. Now let's try it. Awesome. It happened. You didn't see it because it happened so fast. But let's make it a little bit longer. Say 5 seconds. Restart. 1, 2, 3, go. Beautiful. Beautiful. The fade is very slow, but we can speed that up. Fade time. We'll set the fade time from 3 seconds to, say, 1 second. All right. He didn't overreact at all. 5 seconds. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that's the fade out happening. Now we have the Oreo cookie, the cookie part of the Oreo. Now for the stuff in the middle. It's let's do it. Sorry, distracted. Yeah, let's do it. We have our lovely fade in happening. So now we can return whatever function we want, and we'll know that it's safely executed. We know that G2 executed as well, which is going to be nil because it's not called anymore, but we just want to see something is the mission type, which it executes, and it executes, and it executes, and since there's no particular error, we get our fade in back. Perfect. So, what to execute in the middle? Funky. In fact, we should probably I wonder if something returned is what gets plugged into this value. Something returned, right? That makes sense. So let's say return call mission is a function that does mission stuff, but then at the end of the function, return a thing. So if we return a thing, that thing will go from this particular function right into this. And then we should say a thing is still the mission type if that is what is the functionality here. Let's see. It's 5 second timer. I'll slow that down to 3 seconds. Cool. Hot dog. Excuse my language. That is amazing. I understand now. I understand. So return call mission. In the function is the return. That's what gets passed, whatever gets returned from the thing. So that's why we can chain what we need to chain into our chain. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, man. Okay. I'm thinking. The brain gears are turning. I actually want to put this on a notepad, the stuff that I have before this, so go to the top. Oh yeah, time sync's gonna be so annoying to deal with, but that's multiplayer, that's netcode stuff. Let's get a notepad open. And tasty. I'm gonna keep this on the side just so I have it simultaneously showing. Okay. Okay, so we will start with a bare bones basic. Okay, we'll do get offset from entity and world chords. That's a function, which is going to be the player position. Oh, we need a separate thread to render the marker itself because we can't draw a marker without a thread. Okay. 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 It's coming together. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. Job minigame basic time. It's co-op standard. Thinking. We want to do basic mission here. Bear with me, 1 sec. Alrighty, thank you for your patience. If you're curious, this song is called I Know How I Feel by Parcels. All one word, just like that. Okay. Okay. So with basic mission, with basic mission here, we'll do some mad static stuff just to have something tangible working. All right. If M type is basic, then okay, so if mission type is basic, then what will we do? We will do something good. We will do something good, which no virtual world, no routing bucket, in the same world, same weather, same time, right? Vehicle required. No vehicle whatsoever. No lobby. No dependencies. For now. Basics will probably, all missions will have some sort of dependency in the future. But for now, no, nothing crazy. Ooh, objectives. Objectives, which will be the marker. Marker for player to walk into. Perfect. see our offset natives here. This is where we're going to generate the coordinate. Given world chords versus world chords. Interesting. All three return chords will be in the range of 2020 depending on the rotation of the entity. Relative to the entity. I think this is the one we want. So what we'll do is we'll gather at some point objective equals, we'll make this local. If we need to return it, we'll return it. And this is purely client-sided stuff, so player ped ID. All right, local objective. And this argument requires, or this function requires the entity, which I just gave, player ped ID. We need an offset X, an offset Y, and an offset Z. So let's say it's always going to be north. I believe it's, oh, it's relative to the entity. Perfect. So we'll say Y forward. Y forward. So entity, we'll say 1 meter to the right, negative 1 meter. So we'll say to the left, and 1.0. We'll say 3 meters forward, 3.0. And for the Z, we want something like ground Z normal for 3D chord. Yeah, we don't need that. Oh, and normal. We just need the ground Z. Oh, it's a pretty native. But we'll just say get entity chords, player ped.z, something like that. Get entity chords, player ped ID .c. Very awesome. We are moving now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to return objective. Objective. So apparently there's something called the promise await. I am not ready yet to start playing with that, so we're gonna do something kind of primitive and just do a couple of while not in the blah 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 blah, then wait. So we have this call mission, all right, and then we have objective, which is finish line. We'll call it finish line chord. Sorry about that. Okay, we have this argument called finish line chord, which is storing the objective, which is this set of coordinates, right? And I'm thinking here, thinking. Finish line chord. Oh, right. Okay, so we'll have a global variable called render. Render equals finish line chord. And what this variable will do is it's going to allow us to see the coordinate once we start the mission, if that makes sense. Okay. So we'll go up to the top. We'll say GG. Say 20J. Okay. So there's our constants. We'll do a thread. Handy dandy little thread here. Citizen.create thread with a function handler. Oi. And we'll end it here. While true do wait. And we'll say if render something. Yes. If render, then draw a marker. Oh, right. Nope. Native. Draw a marker. And we'll feed it. Right, we need an LV3. LV3 equals vector 3 000. To draw a marker. Of course, I didn't memorize the native, so do draw a marker here. Type. I know you got the list of markers. Yep. Okay, so we want marker type 1. Yeah, we don't want a sphere. We want marker type 1. So draw marker 1. What else? Position XYZ. So render. That's going to unpack into XYZ. Directions, direction, and rotation. So we'll say nil v3. Nil v3. What else? Position, direction, rotation, scale. Scale, we want it to be something like, maybe 2.0 meters. 2.0, 1,000. It's going to be egregiously tall, but that's okay. RBG, we'll give it 255. We'll make it a white. 255. Our alpha, we'll make our alpha like 400. All int, false. Just false. False. All right. And you'll see that the syntax is complaining. It's because we didn't end our two statements. So let's end our if statement, and we'll end our while statement. Awesome. So what the functionality tells us is that if we start the mission, we'll have an objective, which gets created into a render, which basically stays there for eternity because we didn't do anything with it. But we'll still do some print statements. Print something. Okay. So what we'll do, delete this, and we'll say, let's see. Okay, we'll do something basic for now. Once again, we're keeping it very primitive to start, so while not get player chords. No, get entity chords, I'm sorry. Entity chords, player ped ID, minus render or finish line chord is greater than, let's say 0.5 since we're on foot. Whoops. Is greater than 0.5. Then do. Obviously, we need a weight. And we will int. So this is where we would replace it with a citizen await, so we don't have to constantly do like wait threads, or wait cycles. But who knows? Maybe it's cheaper. Doesn't matter. I'll play with it and get back to you on what that functionality does. But then when we do go into the function, okay, so this is actually where we want to do our fade in. So we'll do screen fade in fade timer right here, actually. And we'll change this from 5,000 to 3,000 so it's less obnoxious. So now we have a fade in, which we should actually move to after the render. Okay. So let's see if this happens. What we should expect is start the mission, screen fades out, 3 millisecond sort of delay here. We do this call mission thing, which basically just gives us a return objective. If the mission type is basic, that is. Wait a minute, I'm missing something. Guys should have called it out to me. Just kidding. We are missing an end statement here, which would have resulted in syntax, but we found it beforehand. And once the screen fades out, we call mission. It returns our 3-dimensional chords. We take that in as finish line chord. We set it to a global variable, which then populates the above thread and renders a marker, 10 feet or 5 feet in front of us? I don't remember exactly where. And that should be it. Well, not get entity chords. Then we just measure our chords and we wait. And we don't have to do any print statements. Once we walk into the marker within 0.5 meters, we'll get a printed third argument return statement here. So let's try it. But it has to be mission type basic. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. No marker. There we go. Attempted to perform arithmetic on a nil value, which is the finish line chord. Oh, I know exactly why. It's because while this is expecting a table, and these are tables, these are not. So we can fix that real quick with args1. Oh, jeez. Okay. Escape the... There we go. So now we just wrap it around table brackets and we'll be good. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, fire. Okay, it's better. We got Lua 192, attempt to index a number value, which is probably the comparison, if I remember correctly. Let's do slash escape number sign. $192. I feel like it has to do with, this is 192 here. Get offset from entity and world chords. Oh. 0. I'm sorry. We don't even need that function. Because it's the offset. It's not where exactly the chord is, it's the offset. Redundant. Anyway, okay, cool. Let's try one more time. 3, 2, 1, mission basic. There she blows. There's our marker. Looking like Doug Dimmadome's hat. Oh, but we also got a 164 line error. Yep. What is this complaint? Attempt to compare a number with bool. Oh, I know exactly what it is. Oh my gosh. Embarrassing. That's what it is. We did get entity chords of this value minus this value. That's not what we want. We want get entity chords of this value minus this value. Okay, we're chilling. All right, let's try it one more time. Actually, let's also change the alpha. We changed it to, what was it, 255, 500? Or 400, 255, 400. Let's change that to 255, 100. Alrighty. Now we're cooking up with the mission manager here. 3, 2, 1, basic mission. Let's see. There she is. Oh, beautiful. Still got the same error. Attempt to compare number with Boolean. Why is it escape unmatched? Oh, my bad. 164 attempt to get entity chords. Unless, hold on. No. It was from the restart. So we don't need to denote anything. Let's print both of these and see what happens. No. Yes. Am I missing something? That was weird. Maybe a syntax sync issue on Vim. Yeah, that's definitely got to be a syntax sync issue. Syntax. Was it? Yes. Syntax sync from start. Oh my gosh, okay. Jeez. Clearly need coffee. But that's okay. So now we print it again. It's so annoying. Okay. There you go. So now we restart this guy. And start mission manager. Mission basic. Should get 2 vectors. Yeah, that's odd that it's complaining that we're comparing a number with a Boolean. Get into chords. Pet ID. I did this in my other scripts. Let me see. I know I'm doing something stupid right now. Let's find out. Pre-alph flyby client.lua server.lua something.lua flyby 1 lua. Okay. Grab this guy too. Get into the chords. Player pet ID. I wonder. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Finish line chord here. I mean, might as well just subtract it. Might as well subtract it and just see what the heck we get. This song might sound familiar to some of you. And to you I say I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, now we restart and we try again. Alright, fade out. What? Literally the very thing. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at it right now. I always think of not as an inverter, which I think it is in C if I remember correctly, but it's not like that in Lua. Jeez Louise. Let's try it again. Here we go. Boom, baby. So now we walk into it and then we'll get third arg. Beautiful. Boom. All right, so we'll have to make it basically disappear. But that is fine. So we're basically doing a wait here, and then we're rendering in the other argument here, which this ends up being nil, so we'll delete that. This is third arg. We'll call this stage 3. Stage 3. And then now what do we want to do? Well, we want to get rid of we want to call this like a mission success case or something stupid. So maybe after the wait, we'll say return final stage. And then we'll do another function. We'll say function final stage. I'm just doing this so I can return something. Let's do, what we'll do is we can set it to nil. And then we'll have to do one more fade out, fade in, which is like to basically clean up the mission data, because this is a simple inside the world mission, but we might be in a situation where we're in a routing bucket, which is basically a virtual world that doesn't require any sort of or that requires some sort of cleanup, you know? We might need to clean up entities, cards, vehicles, etc., 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 etc. So we will do, we'll do one more next. So we'll do end function. Next function. And we don't need this actually, because that's a bit redundant. But we do need end comma, which we have. Cool. We'll call this cleanup stage. Cleanup stage here. And then we'll say do screen fade in. Total fade time. So now this is stage 3, which we'll say print stage 3, and then we'll also do print of the mission success, or miss success message, or a mission message, because it could be a success or a failure. Final stage, and then we'll say keep it primitive, keep it primitive. I know it's very early stage here, but that's okay. We just need to establish brain functionality, and then we can figure out what to do with that later on. Yes, my brain must function. Final stage, we'll say return. Is there a get player name? So I'm stupid. Get player name. Ooh, there is. Player pet ID. ID. Awesome. So that's going to be that. Let's do a string concatenation. So we'll do that. We'll say exclamation point, you passed the mission. Should be fine. Miss message, and that's what's going to be passed into here. I hate the structure of these. I don't even know how else to like make it neater other than just adding these random line breaks in between. But guess that's what we're doing because we want to be able to read this. Okay, so continuing, mission stuff happens, screen fades out, we wait, we generate the chords that call the marker in this call mission function. We use render to trigger. We do a wait while we're not in the chords. Then we do final stage. For the final stage, what we'll do is we'll set render back to null. We'll do final stage. actually, no, we'll do we'll do that here. One more discrete fade out. Fade time. I'll do wait. Another 3000. And we'll do a render equals nil. We print stage 3. We print the mission message. And this is where we do the cleanup stage. We'd have a cleanup function here, something like that. Let's try it. Let's see, 3, 2, 1, go. Fade in. There's our objective. So far, no error, so let's walk into it. There's our fade out. Beautiful. Invalid, you passed the mission. How did they know my name? Congratulations, person. You have passed the mission. Oh man, that's just probably the function. I could just replace this with geez, I can make it really impersonal and just get the player ID number. And now that I think about it, we'll call the nil inside of inside the function. Because generally speaking, rockstarisms dictate that you the marker disappears as soon as you step into it. So let's try it. Okay, there's the marker, and beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. There she goes. We have stage 3. We have you passed the mission. Awesome. So, wonder what happens if we want to now make this a co-op mission. Co-op mission is going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, not really. It's just going to have additional steps, which is to throw the player in a routing bucket. Now, if you don't know what the heck a routing bucket is, 5M routing bucket. No. I guess that's not good. Yeah, I'd have to show you a video. That's fine. Basically, it's a place. Okay, imagine you're in a virtual hotel. Right? Now, imagine in this hotel there are infinite rooms. Right? And you want to be able to maximize. Actually, let's say there's only 5 rooms in this hotel, right? So make a hotel, make 5 rooms. We got 1 here, we got 1 here, we got 1 here, we got 1 here, and we got 1 here. So essentially, you want to be able to maximize the amount of money you get in this virtual hotel, but you only have 5 rooms, which means you can only, rent to 5 players at a time. So what a routing bucket is basically it allows a player to be assigned a room that gets like a virtual ID, and you can also reassign the same room back to a different player. Let's give him the red arrow with a different virtual ID. And you basically have infinite virtual IDs, virtual infinite boxes. Right, so this could be red, this could be black, this could be orange. And each player will have their own instance of the virtual sort of ID, or the virtual room. So you basically have, even though you have 5 rooms, you have infinite sets of hotel rooms. So that's what we're going to be using, which is a routing bucket. I'll show you a quick example. I don't think you could do it client-sided, though. That's where it gets kind of annoying. Routing bucket. Yeah, these are all server-sided natives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, it's an excuse to add some server-side functionality here. Okay. me see. I'm thinking here. Yeah, we'll need to define a server.lua. Let's exit out here. FX manifest. Here's our server.lua. Okay. Empty file, good. So, I think we want a server-sided event. So we'll do something like I think we have server events in I want a core. I want to join master. Bicycle interior, yes. We want the server.lua. Register net event, that's what we want. Beautiful. I'm going to grab this because this is very important. Don't get too excited about this. I'm changing it at some point. Anyway. We'll grab this. We'll grab the register net event. And we're going to do the server. Oh, geez. Oh, BG. Jeez. FG. Yes. That's right. Okay. So basically, you just need a register net event, the name of the event, and a function handler with the arguments, which can take the source and some args as well. Server.lua. This is where we do, oh gosh. Say mission handler for the server side. Remember, never, ever trust the client. Always verify yourself. Cool. So we'll start that off with a register net event. And ideally, we will want to do all the validation on the server side anyway. Maybe we'll do something like maybe we'll do something like trying to think if we should do the validation as a separate net event. No, because we would send that back to the client, and then the client would have some sort of flag that would allow them. They can modify the flag, so we shouldn't trust it. It should just be like, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. No, it should be you start the mission, send it to the server. Server gives you the go, no go. So what we'll call this is init mission, which is going to take some sort of argument. What kind of arguments are we taking? It already has a player. Yes. Okay. Check player. I'm gonna just check the player's activity. Check if they're moving. Check if they're in an interior. Check if they're dead. Dead. Check the database. Next song. Sure. Check the database. Check dependencies, of course. For those of you curious, I did make a while back. I made an authentication engine which hooks into a database and allows players to log their information. So we will be referencing this database for all things flight, including missions, authentication purposes, safety, minigames, bonuses, levels, XP, cheat ratings, etc., etc. So we will also be doing checks against the database, as I just mentioned. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to do init mission. We have to also keep in mind the types, right? But let's say init mission type. Oh gosh, that's a native command. I'm going to say the initialize mission. We'll also say depth chain. We'll say menu. We'll say our bucket. Our buck. Solo. Routing bucket solo. I guess we should have, now that I'm thinking this through, we should probably have some sort of server-to-server functionality. Maybe cross-resource that has like a lookup table of each mission and what the mission entails. So, for example, your starter mission is going to be at the main airport. Actually, it's probably going to be in the... It's probably going to be in this airport, right? It's going to be a very consistent start point. It's basically going to be like your first takeoff. So we'll probably need to have a lookup table of all of the story-based missions. Jeez Louise. You almost killed me. Yeah, so we'll probably need to have some sort of lookup table. At least. You know, something like this. But how the chords of the... of the chords of the runway and the vehicle, etc., etc. Oh, lovely. Bear with me. Oh, jeez. Okay, I guess we are skipping that. Anyway. All right, as I was saying, sorry, there was a copyright warning apparently, according to YouTube Live. They don't like music. Anyway, you're right. I am getting distracted. I just wanted to show you guys the routing bucket functionality. So I will do that now. We'll call this init mission, or we'll call it, instead of init mission, to avoid this confusion, we will call this new rbuck. New rbuck, which takes a function handler, and we end that there. And in the function handler, we just need the player and the routing bucket name, but okay, I guess we will not be able to do that. Hold on. Let's pick some royalty-free tunes here. Chill hop here, maybe. Oh, it's gonna sound so generic. Oh my. All right. Very nice. We'll stick to this. Royalty-free tunes radio. Your best and royalty-free tunes since royalties were invented. All right, cool. So we have new routing bucket, a function handler, and the only argument we're going to need is the rbucket ID, rbuck ID. And what we'll do is we want to basically just get the routing bucket that the player's in, and then set it to their routing bucket that they desire. Set entity. Right. We don't care about the security right now. Don't care about the population either. Set entity routing bucket. Let's do get player routing bucket. I believe the routing bucket 0 is the default. So we'll do local source equals source print. We're gonna print it to the console. That's kind of pointless. Oh, that is. Turn player routing bucket source. Something like that. Client.lua. And inside of the promise, what we'll want to do is we'll do trigger server event. Trigger server event colon new rbuck. I believe it's the syntax, but let me just double check that. Trigger server event 5m. And then any arguments we want to pass to it. Oh, it's just a function. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's right. According to Lua syntax, we can, whatever, doesn't matter. Trigger server event. we say print the results of? I don't know if this will work, but what the heck? All right. Okay, we'll go forward a little bit. Is that not close enough? Is that not close enough? Is that not close enough? Okay, we'll restart it. Okay, now we walk into the zone. Stage 3 passed. Mission table basic false. Let's check this out. Mission table basic false. Blank, 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 blank. Maybe just trigger it then? Triggered. Let's try one more time. Yeah, no. You don't even see it. Dang, I can't tell what routing bucket I'm in. Well, I guess we'll just do a quick blind set. Oh, yeah, I have to stop it, refresh it. Okay. Stop mission, MGMR, refresh. There we go. Ignore that. Mission, MGMR. There we go. Let's try that. Give me something? Nope, still nothing. Oh, that's fine. So we'll just do a blind set just so I can demonstrate the functionality, and then we'll move on to some mission design. We don't have it fully flushed out, the mission manager, but that's something I'm going to work on my own time. So instead of get player routing bucket, what we'll do is we'll do set player routing bucket. And that takes two arguments. Takes a source and the bucket number to use. So in our case, we're going to set it to be source and RBuck ID. So in our case, we'll say RBuck ID, just that, and we will quit out of there, open up the client, trigger server event. Oh, that's right, we have to do register. Register net event. Build event trigger my server. I need to define register net event listener. And then add event handler. Yeah. Yes. It's been a while. Oh, it's already registered. There we go. That's right. Okay. Okay, so we should be good. Trigger, new RBuck. And the arguments we want to pass to it. So we'll pass to it the entity or the routing bucket ID of, let's say, 5. All right. Now we reset. Now what we should expect to see is this plane should disappear, and we should be in a different world based on what we have configured. So let's go ahead and try it. 1, 2, 3. There it goes. So we're now in routing bucket 5. So this means we're in a different virtual world. So what we can do is we can say on final stage 3, we'll print the miss message, and we'll set the routing bucket back to 0. And we will restart. Mission basic. We're in routing bucket 5, so when we enter this, it takes us back to routing bucket 0. We should see our plane. Yep, there she blows. It's basically a different virtual world, and if I wanted to, I'll show you something. So it'll sort of drive the point home here. Oh. Guess I already passed the mission, so it... Here's more code I need to prep. We'll restart it. There's that. So, instead of going out and exiting here, I'm gonna do... Let's spawn something. Something stupid. Something stupid. No. Granger. Jeez. Industrial utility vans, helicopters. Commercial? Perfect. Stupid. Okay, so now we'll get out and we will run over to here. So scenario, there's a plane. You'll notice when we get here, they will no longer be there. But my plane will, and all known entities. So that's that. That is routing buckets for you. There's going to be a basic mechanism to essentially figure out which routing bucket gets created and destroyed, and entity management, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. That is that. I will play more with this later, clean it up, make it more presentable. Last thing I wanted to talk about or do was a little bit of mission design, since we have the bare bones functionality of a mission creator / joiner. What we'll do, one of the things I was doing the other day was some experimentation with the canyon, the river canyon. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Just give me 2 seconds here. Alrighty, so one prime example of a great first mission is a time attack, where you're spawned in a laser and you're expected to stay below a certain altitude and sort of navigate the canyon without blowing yourself up like that, or going above the canyon wall. So similar to Top Gun, if you've seen it before. So one of the things I also wanted to make was a... I didn't know there were helicopters in this game, no. One of the things I also wanted to make was a sort of a mission that basically just sets up all of these parameters and tracks whether or not you're flying either above or inside the canyon. So first step is to figure out where to put the waypoints. Oh, jeez. And then the next step is to basically identify where or how the fail parameters are going to be. So for example, oops, jeez. We'd probably want waypoints here. This is too wide, but maybe something at the mouth of this opening, and then at the closing here. Then maybe an entity rendered, so like a tank or something here that you have to pull out of the canyon and fire on. Something that's fun yet challenging. You know, that's going to disappear. Doesn't care. We don't care about that. So, first things first, we should probably identify a spawn point here. And do a spawn point. Maybe something up high that's sort of directly facing oh, lost control. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We will pull up a vehicle, like a car or boat. We'll go directly. What the heck? What's a submersible? Wow. I didn't know this was a thing. So we'll align with sort of this pillar, this barge here, whatever this is called. A little bit more like that. Perfect. So now we get our coordinates, developer tools, show coords. A heading of 45.49. 45.49. 5.49. We have an x of negative 157.15. We have a y of 4240.87. We have a z of 29.94. I don't know why I said z. I'm not British. And we want to do our lovely get point direction h function. So I'm going to go into the airport manager. Airport manager. I'm going to go client.lua. And here we go. Set no number. Let's grab this here. We also want to do this. Make their time attack definition, copy fx manifest from mission manager to here, touch client.lua, client.lua. Before we do that, let's do, I swear I can spell. Okay. Let's grab this and grab that. And grab that, final Y. Jeez. I absolutely love this song. It's called Generic Vibes by Royalty Free. The E is €2 symbols. Okay, we'll do end here, and we'll do print. Which takes a starting vector 3, which we care about vector 3. We'll say there's 157. Toss that in there. 4087. Toss that in there, and 29.94. And get point direction H. That's our vector 3. Our heading is 180 plus 145.49, which is 225.49, 225.49. And length in meters, let's say 200 meters. Fresh. Perfect. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's do that. Actually, I'll grab this. Cut this. Teleport options. Teleport chords. 14.5. 4100. 6. And 29.9. Okay, that's good, but we should be way further back, so we'll say instead of 200 meters, we'll say 1000. That's much better. So that's going to be our start point, except instead of Z, it's going to be 1,000 feet. So let's go ahead and use RZ. Equals this. Vector 3. Terminate. We'll say the altitude start will be 750 meters. Right. Right. Okay. Stop, refresh, and start. Thank you. All right. It's ugly. Anyway, check the height difference too. Okay, and there's that, and there's that, and there's that. Height is that 600. Yeah. So we'll start there. Fly low. And do something like that. Where we render markers along each point. Okay. So then we want to draw the first marker here. We can also use promises to safe execute the mission. That's great. Yeah, we need like coordinates for this too. Something like this right in the middle. Let's do that. Lua. There's a start point. Waypoint 0. Under the bridge. Equals vector 3. 62.53. 4246.18. 37. 0.09. Waypoint 1 equals vector 3. So waypoint 0. So waypoint 1 here. It's right over the waterfall. Thinking maybe we do like a half arc. Directly under the bridge is fine. Something centered. Okay, so maybe this chord here. We'll actually need to test that. Let's do a thread again. Citizen create thread, and we'll say function handler and while true do and draw marker. Marker type. So now we're not going to do a marker type 1. We're going to do marker types. We want to do the fly through one. So vertical circle, marker type 6. Marker type 6. That is what we want. Okay, so marker type 6, and we'll use this chord here. 514.86, 4416.31, and 33.37. 3.37. Position XYZ. Need an LV3. Direction, rotation, scale. We don't want scale zeros. We want scale to be assuming X is wideness, we want the scale to be what, maybe 50 meters across? Height, same. Or yeah, we don't want it to be 50 meters wide though. Say 2 meters and then height 50. Since it's a vertical circle. XYZ, RBG, we want the 255 red, 0 blue, 0 green, alpha of 100, and that's it. False, false, false. Cool. Restart, show me the money. Oh. I forgot to wait. Jeez. Okay, guess that's a crash. We will reload. Jeez, fun. Pull up task manager. Let's terminate that. Yes, please. One more time. This music is just so bad. I might just take the L. Yeah, I'll just take the L here. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Gosh dang it. Okay. Alright, well, we will call it there because I have to go back to my my network station and restart the service, but that is where we will call it for now. This is a terrible place to call it. But we have some momentum. I would say I'm gonna try to prep for a... Oh gosh, where's my freaking... I'm gonna try to prep for a release. Very, very bare bones pre-alpha release this month. Yeah. I got some stuff cooking in the back, as you've seen. Some stuff I haven't talked about, so we'll aim for that. But thank you to all who's watching and who's tuned in. I will see you in 2 weeks, and yeah, we'll see you in the skies. Take care, guys.